And the winner is Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I'm going to accept this award on behalf of her.
It's a nice accessory for you in the meantime.
Thank you very much. She's obviously not here right now.
Rookie season, Caitlin Clark in her first eligible year wins an ESPY award for WNBA Player of the Year. This comes as no surprise.
The WNBA's so-called dynasty is falling apart right in front of us, and A'ja Wilson is struggling to wrap her head around it. The player who once ruled this league with dominance and pride is now being forced to watch as Caitlin Clark rises to claim the spotlight that used to belong to her.
Oh, what a wonderful day it is to wake up. And Caitlin Clark is the WNBA Player of the Year, awarded by the ESPYs. You know why? Because the god Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. Ladies and gentlemen, not no weak-ass BET award where the BET Awards ain't held no weight for over 10 years. A real award, awarded by the ESPYs.
The Las Vegas Aces are stuck at an underwhelming 11-11 record, a shocking drop-off for a team that once looked unstoppable as back-to-back champions. For A'ja Wilson, her time at the top isn't ending with celebration, it's ending in frustration. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who's now become a bona fide superstar in just her second year, has officially taken over as the new face of women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark has officially won the ESPY for Best WNBA Player. The WNBA Player of the Year goes to Caitlin Clark. Congrats to CC for winning the ESPY. Well deserved. Would you guys like to know who she beat out? Would you guys like to know who lost to Caitlin Clark? This ain't no BET. All right, my bad. You know how y'all get. I can't even say no jokey jokes, man. Dang. Caitlin Clark officially won the ESPY versus the other nominees. She beat out A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Nafisa.
The stats paint a harsh picture of A'ja Wilson's 2025 campaign. The Las Vegas Aces, once sitting comfortably on top of the WNBA as back-to-back champions, have now fallen to a disappointing 500 record and are clinging to 8th place in the standings. It's a stunning fall from grace for a team that was crowned champion in 2023 and reached the semifinals in 2024. Now, instead of chasing titles, the Aces are simply trying to hang on to a playoff spot.
Other than the first 5 years that the WNBA has been alive, nobody has brought more attention to this league than Caitlin Clark. Nobody has brought more viewership to this league than Caitlin Clark. Nobody has done such a service bringing them out of the basement and into the mainstream other than Caitlin Clark. Yeah, there have been names that have come and gone. There have been names. Diana Taurasi, she was a name. Candace Parker, she was a name. Maya Moore, she was a name. But they were just all big names in the WNBA. They didn't transcend the sport. They didn't, oh my goodness, we gotta sit down and watch. No, great players, but not Caitlin Clark. Great players.
A'ja Wilson's numbers still shine on paper, averaging 22.3 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game. But the reality around those stats tells a very different story. The Aces are fighting just to stay relevant in a league that seems to be moving beyond Wilson's era. Despite being a 3-time MVP, she's watching her dynasty fade, while a rising star out of Iowa has completely taken over the spotlight and captured the hearts of basketball fans everywhere.
Nominees were Nafisa, A'ja Wilson, and Brianna Stewart. You know what's ironic about this? Is that the players ranked her 9th best guard in the W. But whoever is voting on the nominees for the ESPYs says that she's a better player overall. I think we all know there's one player in that group of nominees that's not too happy about this shit. But congratulations to Miss Caitlin Clark, man. She deserved this.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Coach Becky Hammon's frustration has been impossible to ignore. Following an embarrassing loss to the Indiana Fever, a game where Caitlin Clark wasn't even on the court, Hammond didn't hold back. She called it one of the most disappointing performances she's ever witnessed. Hammond criticized her team's effort, calling it completely unprofessional to show up with so little fight against a short-handed Fever squad. The Aces hit rock bottom offensively in that matchup, putting up a season-low 54 points while shooting a miserable 26.2% from the field.
Quarters are trash. The offense was trash. The defense was trash. There has to be some fight back. If they're going to allow that kind of physicality, my team has to step up and match that physicality, period. One team is physical and one team is not. One team is 3 steps behind and one team is not. They got all the 50-50 ball. I mean, they busted our ass in every kind of way, Michael. There's just no two bones about it. It's one of the worst games I've ever seen.
The numbers tell an even more concerning story for Las Vegas. The Aces currently sit 9th in the league in scoring, averaging just 80.2 points per game. Defensively, things aren't much better. They rank 9th in defensive rating at 102.9, 10th in rebounds per game at 32.9, and 11th in field goal percentage at 41.3%. When it comes to ball movement and transition offense, it's even worse. They're second to last in assists with just 16.9 per game and dead last in fast break points, putting up only 8.1 per contest. For a franchise that once shattered offensive records and dominated both sides of the court, these stats are a clear sign of how far they've fallen. While A'ja Wilson and the Aces continue to struggle, Caitlin Clark has rapidly evolved from a standout rookie into the undeniable face of the WNBA. Her recent ESPY award for Best WNBA Player is proof of that. Clark edged out Wilson, who had won the award in both 2023 and 2024, as well as stars like Breanna Stewart and Napheesa Collier, marking a clear shift in the league's hierarchy.
Players, all deserving, awesome players, some of the best in the world. I actually think that those 4 are the best 4 players in the world. So definitely great competition with the nominees. We got to talk about it, man. Caitlin Clark, she came in and has been spectacular, especially that rookie season. She came in and was first team all WNBA, first team, absolutely sick, all-star, broke pretty much any record you could have as a rookie. She shattered it. You know, over 60-some records. What was the slogan? Is there a record for records? That is Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's influence on the Indiana Fever goes far beyond personal awards or individual stats. Under her leadership, the franchise made history by reaching the Commissioner's Cup championship for the very first time, pulling off a stunning 74-59 upset over the Minnesota Lynx to capture the league's in-season title. What makes it even more impressive? They secured that victory without Clark on the court, proving just how much her presence has raised the standard for the entire organization. Even with time missed due to injuries, Clark's numbers remain elite. When she's on the floor, she's averaging 16.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game. Her exceptional court vision and high basketball IQ have completely transformed Indiana's offense, elevating the performance of everyone around her. Currently sitting at a 12-11 record, the Fever find themselves firmly in the playoff race, a massive turnaround for a team that had missed the postseason for 8 straight years before Clark's arrival.
Oh, she ain't the face of the league. She ain't this. She ain't that. Her second year in the WNBA, man. Running the league. WNBA Player of the Year, goofies. What y'all gotta say? What excuses y'all want to write in the comments? Y'all want to talk about her shooting slump or how Kelsey and Aaliyah Boston are the better players on the team, or because she's white? Or what you gonna talk about? Black people are cool that support her? What bullshit y'all want to talk about? Because you ain't taking this award away from the god Caitlin Clark, goof.
The latest betting odds perfectly capture Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise. Throughout the 2025 season, major sportsbooks have consistently kept her near the top of the MVP conversation. Even while sidelined with injuries, her odds have remained strong, with many analysts believing she's still very much in the running, so long as she stays healthy through the second half of the year. But perhaps nothing highlights A'ja Wilson's decline more clearly than this year's MVP race. Napheesa Collier of the Minnesota Lynx has emerged as the overwhelming frontrunner, with odds sitting anywhere from 275 to 700 depending on where you look. Meanwhile, Wilson, once seen as a lock for MVP conversations and a 3-time winner, has fallen completely out of serious contention, with betting lines placing her at 8,000. Even after missing several games this season, Clark still ranks ahead of Wilson in most MVP odds and expert predictions. Her influence isn't just about numbers on the court, it's about the way she's transformed the league culturally and commercially. She's become the face of the sport, drawing attention and sparking conversations far beyond the box score. While Wilson continues to put up strong individual stats, it's clear that Clark's impact resonates deeper with fans and voters, keeping her firmly ahead in both influence and recognition.
It's for SB, but the girl been carrying the league on her back and doing it while she's wounded. But as we know, people are gonna say she didn't deserve it. Just like people said, Angel didn't deserve her award, or Angel didn't deserve to be on the cover of 2K26. And my message to y'all, don't hate the player.
The Las Vegas Aces struggles run far deeper than just this disappointing season. A string of questionable roster moves has shattered the championship chemistry they once relied on. Perhaps the most glaring mistake? Trading longtime guard Kelsey Plum to the Los Angeles Sparks in exchange for Jewel Lloyd, a move that's completely backfired. Lloyd is posting career-low numbers and has yet to find her rhythm within the Aces system. Wnba Wilson hasn't hidden her frustration either. Throughout the year, she's been vocal, criticizing not just her teammates and coaching staff, but even the officials. Her emotions boiled over during a now viral halftime rant, where she passionately called out everyone in the locker room to step up and do their jobs. It's clear the weight of carrying a franchise that's losing its championship identity is starting to show. The departures of key veterans like Tiffany Hayes and Alicia Clark in free agency have left glaring holes in the roster. Without that reliable supporting cast, the very foundation of their previous title runs, Wilson has been left to carry an enormous load, all while watching the team's championship window slip away. Even Becky Hammon's coaching is starting to draw criticism. Once celebrated for leading the Aces to back-to-back championships in 2022 and 2023, her strategies now seem outdated in 2025. The numbers don't lie. Las Vegas ranks near the bottom of the league in key statistical categories, and their offensive efficiency has fallen dramatically from the record-breaking heights they reached just a few short seasons ago.
Award is for the people who moves the needle for their team, who's the most dynamic individual for their team to get their team over the hump. And clearly, only one name only stood out to me. It's clear as day. Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC. You can be a goofy all you want to and keep going against the grain like we all can't see. You hear me? Whether you wear glasses or not. The eye test tells everything, and numbers don't lie.
Beyond the stats and standings, Wnba Wilson is facing a tough truth. The WNBA has already begun moving past her era. Right now, Caitlin Clark embodies everything the league is pushing toward: youth, excitement, marketability, and the ability to capture national attention. Whether it's jersey sales, TV ratings, or social media engagement, Clark's influence far exceeds Wilson's. Despite Wilson's much more accomplished professional resume, Clark's games are pulling national TV audiences and packing arenas across the country. Just look at her preseason matchup in Iowa against Brazil, where resale tickets hit record-breaking prices, with fans shelling out an average of $670 just to watch her return to Iowa. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever have become must-watch television, while the Aces are struggling to generate buzz, even in their own backyard. The generational shift is clear in both the media's coverage and the way fans engage with the league. Younger audiences are flocking to Clark's fast-paced, high-energy game and the captivating story that brought her here. Her historic college career at Iowa, where she became the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, built a fan base that has followed her right into the pros. Despite Wilson's incredible professional track record, she simply can't compete with the cultural wave Clark has created. Even the WNBA's marketing priorities have shifted. Clark is front and center in promotions, and her games routinely land in primetime TV slots. The league understands exactly what's happening. Clark is the future, and while Wilson, at just 28 years old, is still in her prime, she now represents a championship era that's already fading into the rear view.
Absolutely a Caitlin Clark fan. She is an amazing point guard. What she has done for the WNBA, that sometimes when I think about it, I'm just like, that was her calling. Like, she was supposed to shine that light. And the WNBA has been doing what it's been doing, but that mission was given to her to shine that light, and I respect her for that. I cannot take that away from her. I love her style of basketball. Her eye, her pass, she's literally
There's no denying Wnba Wilson's individual greatness, but in today's game, context matters more than ever. She leads the WNBA in blocks per game with 2.4 and ranks second in scoring at 22.3 points per game. Yet those impressive numbers come on a team that's no longer viewed as a serious championship contender. Her efficiency remains elite, but in conversations around MVPs and legacies, efficiency without winning only goes so far. When you compare team success, the contrast couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever not only reached the Commissioner's Cup final but won the entire tournament, while Wilson's Aces sit at 0-5 in the Cup and face a very uncertain playoff future. Clark's impact goes beyond her scoring. Her 8.8 assists per game when healthy show her ability to make those around her better. Wilson's numbers remain stellar on paper, but her style of play is far more individually driven. While her win shares and player efficiency ratings are still among the best, they've been overshadowed by stars on teams that are actually winning. In today's WNBA, just like in the NBA, individual brilliance without team success doesn't carry the same weight. Whether it's award discussions or legacy debates, winning matters. And right now, Clark's rise is tied to victories, while Wilson's numbers are starting to look like empty stats on a team headed in the wrong direction.
CC makes her team better, and without CC, they don't look so good. If you watch the game or been watching the games before she got hurt, that'll tell you all that you need to know. And understand, CC, a lot of us love you and appreciate what you do for the game.
For the first time in her professional career, A'ja Wilson is facing the harsh reality of no longer being considered the top player in the WNBA. Her 3 MVP trophies and championship pedigree once solidified her status as the face of the league, but that chapter has officially closed. The bigger question now is how she'll handle this shift. Wilson's emotional reactions throughout the 2025 season have made it clear this adjustment won't come easy. Whether it's heated exchanges with referees, moments of frustration directed at teammates, or tense encounters with the media, Wilson's behavior points to a star athlete wrestling with a new reality. She no longer commands the same level of influence or spotlight she once did. The same fierce competitiveness that drove her to the top now seems to be working against her, as she battles to stay relevant in a league that's evolving beyond her prime. The mental challenge of going from the best to simply very good is something even elite athletes struggle to navigate. Wilson built her entire identity on being dominant, on being an MVP. Now, she'll need to find fulfillment in new ways, through team success, veteran leadership, or chasing personal milestones. This next phase of her career will ultimately define her legacy. One dynamic worth watching closely is her evolving relationship with Caitlin Clark. While Wilson has shown public respect for Clark's talent, competing with a younger player who has overtaken her in popularity, relevance, and cultural impact is bound to create tension. Wilson's choice to select Clark for the All-Star game showed professionalism and respect, but behind closed doors, it's hard to imagine there aren't complicated feelings about being surpassed by a player still in just her second year.
Most career games with 25 points and at least 10 assists in WNBA history. She's played 42 games. She's 2 games in her sophomore season. This is insane, bro. And I think it was another stat, 20 and 10 games. And she's already with just 20 and 10 games, she's already fucking...
The rest of the 2025 season will be crucial in determining whether A'ja Wilson can adjust to this new phase of her career or continue pushing back against the inevitable shift. The Las Vegas Aces face an uphill battle just to make the playoffs, let alone position themselves as true title contenders. While Wilson's individual brilliance still holds value, it won't be enough unless it leads to real team success, something essential if she hopes to preserve her legacy. How she chooses to navigate this evolving WNBA landscape will shape the narrative of her final years in the league. If Wilson embraces the role of a seasoned leader and chooses to uplift the rising stars around her, she can extend both her impact and her relevance. But if she resists the league's changing dynamics, she risks becoming further disconnected from the WNBA's future direction. The sharp contrast between Wilson's current struggles and Caitlin Clark's rapid rise serves as a clear reminder of how quickly the tides turn in professional sports. Championships and accolades can secure a legacy for a moment, but staying at the top demands growth and adaptation. Wilson's inability to keep the Aces operating at a championship level, at the very moment Clark has taken center stage, has created a perfect storm. forcing Wilson to confront a reality no superstar welcomes: the passing of the torch.
Crazy, like, CC brings so much to the WNBA, bro. The game, her skill set, let alone. But her willpower, just, she stays fighting, like, you know what I'm saying? No matter how many times people done tried to bring her down mentally and physically. Y'all see what I see? You know what I'm saying?
Looking ahead, A'ja Wilson now faces some pivotal decisions that will shape how her legacy is remembered. She can embrace her role as a decorated veteran, a former champion who helps usher in the league's next chapter, or she can fight to reclaim her place at the top through renewed excellence and a resurgence in her team's performance. Whichever path she chooses, one truth is impossible to ignore. The WNBA has entered a new era, an era where Caitlin Clark now sits on the throne, and Wilson must come to terms with her place in this transformed landscape. The dynasty is over, the reign has ended, and Wilson must learn to navigate life as the former queen in a league that's already crowned its next ruler. How she approaches this transition will ultimately determine how history views her, as a gracious champion who knew when to pass the torch, or as a star who struggled to accept that even the greatest reigns eventually reach their end.